Hi guys, so I've got a tutorial for you, yay, and it doesn't involve purple. So yeah, as you can see, it's this kind of dramatic teal with a very sharp angled wing out at the sides. Gives you really quite a dramatic eye shape. I love it. So stay tuned, and I will warn you that I zoomed in the camera before I hit record, so I'm suddenly going to go from looking like this to looking like this when the next section of the video starts. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention is that during this video I show you one way of getting the sharp angle like this. The other way involves sellotape like this. It's the kind of, it's not going to peel off for me now. It's like the cloudy plastic kind, but I don't like using that method because it kind of, I'm so pale that it blends in a lot on me and it's hard for me to get the angles matching right. All you do is take off a strip of it and lay it against your eye before you get started, so that your makeup when you peel it off is left with a sharp line. So that's that, so I will get on to the colourful part of the tutorial. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is apply Delft Paint Pot from MAC. I'm pretty sure they still do this, but I probably should have double checked. Anyway, I'm just using a fluffy angled brush to apply it. And it's just going to go over the lid, and we're going to blend it out slightly towards the outside. So once you've got a nice, fairly thin, even coating on the lid, if you go too thick, like with any cream product, you're going to get creasing. So then all I do is go into the crease and windshield wiper motions as ever, and just blend that up a bit. Alright, we don't really want to blend in here because then you're just going to look like you've got a black eye, and that's never a good look. So the next colour we're going to use is Urban Decay's Flipside. I'm just going to apply that using my MAC 239. This is one of my favourite turquoisey eyeshadows ever, and I just think applying it on top of Delft is a really nice combination. As you can see, that really gives it a great sheen, which is good for kind of more over the top makeup looks. So next I'm just going to put Blanc type onto my brow bone, like I always do before I start with my crease colours. I just find it easier to blend crease colours into another powder rather than straight onto my primer potion, which I had on before this and I forgot to tell you guys. I've also got lip balm on. It's just kind of a good habit to get into before you start your makeup, so at the time you get around to doing your lips, you've got nice moisturised skin and it's not going to stick to any cracks or anything. Okay, so our crease colour is going to be deep blue green pigment. I've just got mine out in a jar. Got wee stackers like this full of pigments in them. Just kind of means if I ever knock over, I'm not losing all of it. So I'm just using my 222 brush to apply that. As you can see, we're doing a sharp angle at the bottom here, so I'm going to bring the colour quite far down and quite far out when I'm applying it to my crease, and a bit higher up the brow bone than I normally would, because I don't know, to me it looks a bit strange if you do it dramatic out to the side and you've got it really quite low on the brow bone. So you can achieve that by making your circles a bit bigger, or just making sure that you get your product up the side of the brush, which is also where these jars come in useful, because it means I can just roll it around the edge like that, and any pigment on the edges go to the side of my brush. And then the side of the brush obviously touch higher up my crease than the tip, so it gives you the higher crease colour. And then I just use the tip to kind of try and even it out a bit. Okay, then I want to make sure I kind of drag it out to the edges there, so I do have kind of winged effect, I guess is the best word to use for it. So this is the pigment that almost looks black when you apply it, but it just catches the light to give a really interesting sheen. So I'm just going to blend that out. This is a makeup look that I would probably say do the eyes first before the foundation, because you see I've got quite a bit of fallout there. Okay, so just make sure that you've got excess eyeshadow coming below the point where you've angled it on the other side. I think I needed a bit more, so that's that. Okay, so the next step is actually creating that angle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a cotton bud, right, a normal cotton bud, and eye makeup remover. Make sure, well, not necessarily make sure, but it's easier if you use one that doesn't leave an oily residue, so that when you come to putting on your foundation, you're not going to have any problems with it not sticking because you've got an oily residue. So, I'm using MAC's Pro eye makeup remover, which I don't particularly like as a general use eye makeup remover. I much prefer Gently Off or my Bourjois one, but for this it's brilliant. And I'm just taking the cotton bud, dipping it in, kind of rolling it around the edges there to squeeze off any excess because I don't want it actually dripping down my face. No need. And what you're going to do is you're going to hold your skin tight and you're going to move the cotton, run the cotton bud along, but as you move, if you're moving that way, you want to roll the cotton bud back this way so that the dirty area in the cotton bud's instantly lifted away from your skin and you're not dragging it along. So you want to start off taking a little bit at a time so that you can get even. This is kind of like eyeliner in the sense of it just takes practice. And you're better starting off by doing too little than taking off too much and having to put it back and start again. But I think I've actually had quite a lucky go there and got them quite even. So, next thing I'm going to do is my eyeliner. Actually, next thing I'm going to do is shut that makeup remover before I knock it all over my desk. So as ever, I'm just using my 210, I always forget, 210 brush from MAC Blacktrack Fluidline. Alright, so whatever eyeliner you have that's black that you like, go ahead. And I'm sorry that you guys always have to watch me do my eyeliner, it probably gets pretty boring. You all know how to do that bit. Because I've got the very angled edge look, I'm trying not to do too much of a curve to my eyeliner. If you watch my videos, you know I normally do it quite thick in the centre. Narrowing either in, well, narrowing towards the inside and a really quite curved fleck up the outside. Which just isn't going to go with this sharp angle. Oh well, I made a mess because I was talking. That's fine, I'll fix it once I'm off camera. Okay, so when you get to the end, rather than doing my curvy flick, what I'm just going to do is a very, very tiny amount of a straight flick, kind of just going onto that sharp line we done, because we're going to finish that with eyeliner in a minute, just to give it that really deep effect that we've got on this side. So quickly going to line my waterline with this. Don't believe Blacktrack is waterline approved, but it works fantastically for me. If you've got a black eyeliner that works for your waterline, then there's not much point in you trying this. And if you have sensitive eyes, please don't try this. I wouldn't want you to get any damage in your eyes, they're quite important. Okay. Righty, so next I'm going to take Carbon, or you know, it's a matte black eyeshadow, so whatever matte black eyeshadow you want. I'm going to take this Stila brush. It's a really, really, really thin, really, really stiff angled brush. I'm just going to tap it against Carbon, and then I'm going to use that, just pressing it on to that edge we created and flicking it up a little bit. This brush is quite frankly rubbish for blending it in like that, but we're starting with it because it gives you that edge. Okay, so then I'm going to take a kind of smudgery brush like this. This is the MAC 214, and just again the very tip of that into my Carbon and flicking it up. If you want it to look like a black line on this side, but not on the top. And I'm just going to try and get rid of that edge there because I don't want that much of a black edge. Okay. So I'm just going to put a brow highlight on. I mean, I know I've got my Blanc type, but I always do a bit of shimmer as well. And I'm just using Vellum. I don't have a turquoisey duochrome, or I would use that. And then I'm just going to pop a little tear duct highlight on, which I don't normally do because it strips off on me. My eyes water so much, there's not much point. So this is just Stila's Kajal pencil in Pearl. Apply that, kind of get my finger on it, that just kind of warms it up and blends it out a little bit. Then I'm going to take the MAC 219 into Vellum and just use that to give it a bit of more of a glow and blend out the edges even more. And I'm just going to flick that up in there around the inner corner of my eye. And I've just realised that my eyeshadow really doesn't match, but I will fix it. So much easier when you're doing both eyes at the same time. Okay, so I'm quickly going to go back with my 222 and I'm just going to put a bit, smoke out my bottom lashes. This is just so I don't have to clean brushes constantly. All I do is squeeze it like that so it's narrow and run it along my lash line like that. Okay, so then we've got mascara, fresh mascaras as always, but not for long because they're going off, they're getting old. So I always start with Firebird and then put Supernova on top, and I think that gives really nice lashes. And when I'm doing this, I'm just going to pull my lashes out to the side just to emphasise the kind of feline-y angled out effect. And then bottom lashes as well. Alrighty. So that is that for the eyes. Aside from the fact that I'm going to have to perfect it off camera because bits aren't even. But yeah, that's that for the eyes. This would be a great look for false lashes, especially ones with flares at the edges. So if you've got them and you're going on a night out, go for it. It'll look fantastic. Right, I've already highlighted my cheeks. I've done it under my blusher, under my powder. I used matte green colour base in Luna. I usually go around in a C shape, but because of the lines, I kind of tried to follow that angular look. Blush, I'm just going to go with Nars Orgasm because I don't want something that strong. Because I'm going to do really over the top sparkly lips as well. You probably can't really see that blusher on camera, but as ever it's one of those things, if I put on any more in real life I'm going to look scary. So, I've already got lip balm on. Dab off any excess, and this is a lip pencil called Dervish. It's just a kind of natural colour. I just wanted to define my lips a little before I put on the gloss that I'm using. I'll show you what colour that is in my hand so you can see. Browny rosy colour. Whirl's another good one for doing this with. But I didn't want quite as much of a browny colour today. Okay, so I'm just going to be using Pleasure Principle Dazzleglass because it's got the turquoisey teal sparkles in it. See how much more they stand out than when you put them on their own? See how much more stands out on that base colour? It's good. Okay, now Dazzleglasses are like one of the sparkliest lip glosses ever. But if you have kind of thinner lips and you want to put more volume on them, so you want a bit more sparkle in the centre, what you can do is take MAC's Reflects Transparent Teal glitter. This is the same glitter that they used in that gloss, and just get some on your fingertip and tap it into the centre, so you will get that extra shine in the middle to give you that impression of volume. So that's that. If you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to leave them down below. I will get back to you, and please check out my other videos and rate, comment and subscribe. Bye!